So coming in at number one of my top three favorite Star Wars movies from episodes 4 through 6 is 1983's Return of the Jedi. Now, people didn't like this episode. I do, because you know what? In my opinion, I would say this. Y'all may disagree, but I always uh put this Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith in the same category of like being so emotionally deep and sad, because it is. I mean, with Return of the Jedi is like it's sad and it's victorious, and but Revenge of the Sith was just sad because now now you have these questions. I'm not even going to get to like rescuing Han Solo. Now but when Luke went back to Dagobah and wanted to know from Yoda, was Darth Vader his father? And Yoda was like, yeah. It's like, Darth Vader told you, didn't he? It's like, mm-hmm. And then Obi-Wan told Luke, because Luke was like, you told me that, Darth Vader, betrayed and murdered my father. And then Obi-Wan was like, well, your father was Anakin Skywalker, and then because he was seduced by the dark side, he became Darth Vader. He's more machine now than man. And then, but Yoda did tell Luke, like, there's another before, he died. Yeah, Yoda did pass. And then Obi-Wan told Luke that you have a sister. And then, Luke was like, but that's impossible. I don't have a sister. It's like, well, like, basically, you were a twin. You and your sister are twins. And when you were born, we had to hide you. We had to separate you and hide you and your sister, so he won't get his hands on you. So even though now he knows about you, he doesn't know about Leia. And that's why she remained anonymous. And he realized that Leia was his sister. And then Obi-Wan told Luke that bury your feelings deep. They may do you credit, but they can be used against you, where you may give in to the anger and be seduced by the dark side. And it's kind of like Luke was like, okay, I get it. And then so now the plan is that the Emperor and Darth Vader had rebuilt the new Death Star, and now the whole rebellion needs to go to the Death Star and again destroy the reactor. But they can't do that now. Now this is different. It's like now they realize how what Emperor and Darth Vader realized how open they were. Now it's like, now we're gonna create, you know, something big and better, because the Death Star, this Death Star was better than the New Hope one. They decided like to have a shield. Now, who operated the shield are some of Darth Vader's peeps in the forest moon of Endor, okay, where the Ewoks live, and we meet the Ewoks, okay. And there was a chase scene between the stormtroopers and Princess Leia and Luke. So they had to go to this generator room to destroy the generator. So destroy the generator, that means the shield would be down. So so they need help from the Ewoks, because they landed there, and they need help, and the more help the better. You meet the main Ewok, played by my used to be husband Warwick Davis, aka Willow, aka Leprechaun, and he was in the prequels of Star Wars. He was in a lot of things. Oh, I love Warwick Davis. He was my crush. Oh, when I saw him in Willow, I was like, oh, he looks cute. Before I get ahead of myself, Luke and Leia did speak, okay? And Luke told Leia that Darth Vader was his father, and saying that that the Force is strong within his family, that he has it, my father has it, my sister has it. And then Leia was like, and he's like, yes, it's you. And then she was like, I was like, I know. And she's like, I said, I think I've always knew. And but he did ask, like, does Leia remember about her mother? Now, see, this is where the writing kind of like, for me, because she was like, my mother was beautiful, this yada yada yada, but sad. Why? Now I'm thinking that is the memories, does she have like memories, like she can go back in time when Padme was alive, like how she looked, that she can remember like how Padme, what she had gone through and stuff like that. Because I don't know, it's just something weird about that writing. Because it's like it sounds like they both got different mothers, but they don't. But maybe she just can have this power of the past, like she can see the past, maybe. So Luke surrendered himself to Darth Vader, and because Luke sensed there's still good in Darth Vader, he said, "I'll only accept Anakin Skywalker as my father." So anyway, Darth just don't want to accept that. But anyway, so Darth brought Luke to the Emperor. Now remember, Darth wanted him and Luke to destroy the Emperor so they could rule the galaxy. Now that Luke is being brought to the Emperor by Darth Vader, Darth Vader's trying to entice Luke to feel the hatred, to give in to that dark side. Because his plan was to eliminate Darth Vader so Luke can work on his side, the Emperor. And then that's when the whole trap began, and told Luke like, oh yeah, your friends are in a trap. They're in a trap. And your friends up in, your friends in space, they're in a trap. So once Lando realized that the shield is up, it's like if the shield is up, then they know that we're here. So in Endor, Han Solo, Leia were trapped. And so now it's this whole battle. Now Lando had to tell his people to pull back. And then when they pulled back, they were trapped. And then, you see like, Darth, the Emperor and his peeps just do. I mean, it's like a whole battle. They didn't plan it, right? And so that's going on. And then Luke is seeing the whole thing. It's like, oh, and the Emperor was like, oh, you want this to strike me down with all your hatred, this and that. But before he said that, Emperor showed Luke how operational the new Death Star really is. And they used the Death Star to eliminate the rebel ship, and it was powerful. And it just threw Lando back and his crew in the Millennium Falcon. Like, I don't think we have, like, we're strong enough to go against them now. Like, that is powerful. It's like they trying to like, do all that, and Lando was like, come on, Han, please don't let me down. And then eventually at the end of the day, Han did, destroy the generator. But before that, when Luke felt like that he was losing, like he was about to lose his people, then that's when that anger festered in, and he used the Force to grab the lightsaber, and here comes Darth Vader blocking his hit towards the Emperor. Now at the time, I was about to say, not at the time, well, at that time, and even now, well, not now, but like maybe 2 days ago, I was like, why would Darth Vader block, Luke from killing the Emperor if that's what he wanted? But then I looked at George Lucas' interview. He said that the prophecy is that Anakin is supposed to destroy the Emperor. That was his mission, not Luke. Okay, and to bring balance to the Force. So maybe that's the reason why that Luke had blocked, not Luke, that Darth Vader blocked Luke from killing the Emperor. But then what's so sad about it is that you see the Emperor smiling, and then here comes a battle again between Luke and Darth Vader. And then they, battle, and then Luke hid, and then Darth Vader said, you need to come to the dark side, and this and that and the third. And then Luke was like, I'm not going to fight you because you're my father. And then he was like, and then because Luke was so vulnerable, Darth found out the truth about Leia. So, like, and sister, I love James Earl Jones. So, you have a twin sister. Your feelings have now betrayed you too. Obi-Wan was wise to hid her from me. If you won't turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will. And then Luke was just like angry now. And then there's another battle. And that's why I said that is kind of like equal to Revenge of the Sith with Obi-Wan and Anakin. And seeing that fight, it's like, why did it happen? And the Emperor is the one in the middle, and Darth Vader, you just letting this Emperor control you again. And Luke realized that. And so when Luke took off Darth Vader's hand again, well, the first time Anakin lost his hand, this and that and the third in episode 2. It's like, Dad, the same hand. He just okay. But Luke spared his father's life. And he told the Empress, like, just strike him down, then you can be on my side. Like, and Luke was like, no. He said, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. So I'm not going to kill my father. And then so because of the Emperor got mad, he electrocuted Luke. And then Darth Vader was just seeing all of that, and then all of a sudden, Father, please, this and that, and then he used, I don't know how many bolts that he used on Luke, but I know that last one was powerful. And then, you see Darth Vader just looking at his son, like, realize that, wait a minute, he was trying to kill me so he can have Luke by his side. Like, you didn't want that for Luke yourself to destroy the Emperor, which that is agreeable. I do agree with that one. But then what I didn't like is the dubbing of the no. I don't need that. George Lucas been like editing the crap out of the episodes 4 through 6. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm tired, and I know I'm just like jumbling all over the place. Vader picked Emperor's ass up and threw him in the shaft. Right. And then, because of the electricity was all over, Darth Vader, he's losing his breath. So now the generator is blown up. Now the shield is down, and here comes Lando going in, and they saw the reactor. They blow it up and what have you. But before the Death Star was blown up, Luke and Darth Vader did talk. He took the mask off. Luke took Darth Vader's mask off. It's like, oh, Humpty Dumpty. But it's, no, I'm sorry. And then he was like, you were right, my son, about me. He was good. And Luke was just crying. It's like, I will not leave you. And then what Lando did with the reactor, then it blew up the Death Star. Luke made it out safely. All of them made it out safely, and they won. Okay. And then, Luke cremated Darth Vader, and then there was celebration. And that was the end. And then Luke saw Obi-Wan and Yoda and Anakin. I didn't like how they put in Hayden Christensen. What's his name? David? They took him out. I think that's his name. I forgot. Put in the comment section below. I think his name is David. Why he did that? It's like, if that's the case, then you should have Ewan McGregor right there. I'm sorry. I felt like that with the cremation of Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker, I wish that Luke would have told Leia so they both can stand hand in hand. See that? Or maybe keep Darth Vader alive so that she can talk to her father for the first and for the final time as a good father, as Anakin Skywalker, and see the cremation together. That's what I wish. But y'all remember the original celebration song? The Ewok celebration song? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You remember that? Yeah, and then they changed it to, the new Ewok celebration song. I like that. But I do miss the original one. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I love the Ewoks. People say I don't like the Ewoks, the teddy bears one. I love the Ewoks. They got personality and what have you. But I do love Return of the Jedi because now it's like you have good in you. You're not a bad person. But I think with Anakin, it's like he got so involved that he's in it. And it's like, how can I get out of it? And then I think Luke was a way to get out of it, honestly. And, and Luke was that only hope to show Anakin, like, oh, and did I figure that out? That Luke is the only hope to bring Anakin back to where he was so he can destroy the Emperor. Did I figure that out already? Is that the reason why? Oh, even though it said New Hope, but Bruh, if I figured. And then all of a sudden, after Return of the Jedi, people were wondering, like, what made Anakin turn to the turn to the dark side. And then we got the prequels, my generation. Okay. And I just love it because like Revenge of the Sith is very emotional. You seeing like first like two friends in Revenge of the Sith. Now you seeing father and son going at it. It's like, what is going on? Like, Darth Vader, what are you doing? Like, get out of it. Like, you good. You know that the Emperor is full of S, right? And I like the fact that with Luke, it's like he didn't want to learn the ways of the Force, and he left during training. But it's like, he's like, mm-mm, I'm I'm just like my father. I'm a Jedi, and like my father before me. Cause wasn't he a Jedi? Yeah, he was a Jedi, but he wanted to be like Master Jedi and whatnot. In the council, and they just like, no, you're not ready yet. You know, Anakin and whatnot, and that kind of like made him like mad. It's like, if I'm that powerful, why is it that? I said, yeah, because of your anger. Now, what I would say about the Star Wars thing with the Jedi, I do love the Jedi, but see, they don't give into anger, and yes, don't give into anger, don't give into that because it leads you to the dark side, manipulation, what have you. That's like Bible written, but it's like you also don't want no connection to anyone in that this and that and the third. And that's what I didn't like about the Jedi. It's like, so I cannot feel, I cannot love. What the freak you? It's like sometimes anger doesn't like lead me into the dark side. And it's like, I think with Luke, it's like I can manage that and not be seduced to the dark side. Where my father, he was so mad, he once, and he was seduced to the dark side, and he stayed in it for a very long time. And with Luke, it's like, I'm showing the Jedi that I can manage it and still have the Force. But there's a time and a place when I'm going to be angry and what have you. But, and that's what I like about the Star Wars, what Luke has showed, like the Jedi, like, you thought I was going to go to the dark side, but I know how to control it. There's a time and a place. Episodes 4 through 6, I mean, it was so big, and you dick FedEx. But that's what I love about Star Wars episode 4 through 6. I mean, it was a start of something very, very new and great. And of course, if you say Star Trek for Star Wars, you don't get your butt handed to you. You should know the difference. All right. Yes. And I just love it because I mean, it's deep. It's really deep. And it's like, that you're good. You don't need to do all these, just stop playing. Just stop playing. Stop playing with me. Okay? And come back. Come back to the good side. Like, I understand that you're angry, whatever happened before, let that go. Let that anger go. And accept responsibility because of all this, you had your chance to unalive the Emperor, but you didn't. You let your greed of power getting in the way, and your anger to a point where, what happened with Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith. You let that go out of hand, and then you are where you are, and it took your son to bring you back. Like, stop playing. So it's like, don't get in too deep into something where you lost self. Find yourself and rectify the situation. That's what I love about Star Wars. And embrace your special gift. So the Star Wars will go down in history as one of the greatest movies of all time. And if y'all have not seen it, watch it. Watch 4 through 6 first, then the prequels, and then the rest of the three. So let's recap. Coming in at number 3 is 1977's New Hope. Coming in at number 2 is 1980's Empire Strikes Back. And coming in at number 1 is Return of the Jedi. What are your favorite Star Wars movies from those 3 episodes? Put in the comment section below. And I will see y'all next time with my first mini movie review. I will try making many of Welcome to the Dollhouse. All right? So peace, love, and happiness to all of you. Stay cool. Don't be no fool. And use the tool of what? knowledge. Deuces. Bye. Dun, 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 dun.